look like? And it's these 8 things. So, financial order. You hear people say all the time, I need to get my financial house in order. Voila, I have a financial house. So this financial house represents literally a house of finances, a place where your financial life lives. And at the foundation of this house are 8 areas that you want to have in place in order for your financial house to be in order. So what are those 8 areas? Those 8 areas are your mindset and goals, your budget, savings, debt, credit, income, protection, and a financial action plan. All 8 of these areas consist of your financial foundation. This area, the area that literally supports the entire house, right? So you want to be sure that these areas are not only covered when you're doing your planning, but you want to make sure that they're sufficient, meaning they meet your standard. They meet the quality of your life. You're hitting your goals in each of these areas to support the financial house that you are building. Everyone's financial house is different, but these are the core 8 areas that you want to focus on, use, and leverage when making sure that your financial house is in order. So I'll give you a little tip about each one, and then you can also follow up with me for more specifics on how this applies to you in particular, given your financial situation. So we have the first area, mindset and goals. It is very important that you are operating with a mindset that supports the financial house you want to build. There's no point in saying, I want to have $10,000 in savings, and you don't believe in saving something over nothing. Your mindset is not aligned with your goal. So you want to be sure that your mindset and goals are aligned, and that they are aligned to support the vision you have for building your financial house. The second area is going to be your budget. So with budgeting, you want to be sure that you're implementing cash flow management tools, that you're using tools to support the numbers that you have in your financial life. Budgets are your buddies. So you want to have some form of a budget going. You want to be able to know what's coming in and what's going out. And there are 3 budgeting tools that I use with my clients. They help them with the past, present, and future planning of their financial life. So these tools are very critical because at any given moment, they can tell you what you can afford to do comfortably given the mindset and the goals that you have created. All right. Area 3 is going to be your savings. So I teach clients that there are 5 types of savings, and I'm sure I've done a video about this. If not, I will. But the 5 types of savings: the when I need it, I got it fund, aka your emergency fund, regular or goal specific savings, your retirement savings, your investments, and then your 5th savings are business savings if you are an entrepreneur and or have activated additional streams of income. You want to have some money set aside for those kinds of opportunities to make more money. All right, so that's your savings. You want to be sure that you have each of those 5 types of savings covered when we're talking about the savings portion of your financial foundation. The next area is going to be your debt. So if you're carrying a debt load, you want to be sure that you're able to eliminate and reduce that debt comfortably. So we want to have a debt reduction strategy in place. If you currently don't have any debt, great. You don't need this piece. Your foundation around debt is for the most part awesome, unless you need to build debt or use debt to build credit, which leads into the 5th area, which is credit. They tend to go hand in hand, credit and debt. So if you have debt, then you probably need to improve some form of your credit. Given that, credit is all about what's on the report. It's really not the score. So I always encourage clients, let's not focus on the score. Instead, let's focus on what's on the report. And that's where our work begins when we are strengthening our financial foundation with respect to credit. We want to focus on what's on the report, okay? Area 6 is going to be income. So A lot of times in our industry, you hear decrease your expenses, cut back. Well, that's one of two solutions. The other solution is increase income. And you tend not to hear that as much because it takes a lot more effort and energy to increase income than it does to decrease expenses. So professionals tend to promote one over the other. I'm a strong believer in promoting increasing your income. It is very much more rewarding to increase your income rather than having to always cut down on expenses. And sometimes there's just no more cutting to do, right? You can't cut out anything else. So the only thing to do at that point is to increase your income. So when we talk about strengthening our financial foundations, getting our financial houses in order with respect to income, we're simply talking about creating more of it, adding additional streams of income, having multiple sources of income. So we want to build that into your financial foundation. All right, area 7 is going to be protection. We want to protect what we're building, right? I mean, can you imagine building this house and not having any kind of protection for it? Whether it's actual insurance and or using certain tools and materials that will protect the structure, right? So why would we build something and not protect it? So we want to take a look at the ways in which we can protect our assets as we're building them. Those are mostly insurances, but then we go into things like your advance directives, your health proxies, your POAs, your trusts, your wills. Those are also ways to protect the assets we're building. So we want to be sure that we have a protection strategy in place when it comes to getting our financial houses in order, as well as strengthening our financial foundations. And then lastly, a financial action plan. We want to have a plan. Houses are not built without a plan, right? There's a blueprint that you see in the movies, they roll it out on the table, right? There's a blueprint, there's a plan in place so everyone knows what's going to happen. We know what the finished product is going to look like. So you want to be sure that you also have a financial action plan in place when getting your financial house in order. It can take on various forms, different formatting, but the idea is that you have a written document with plans on it that reference your finances. You want to have action steps, strategies, next tos, to-do lists with respect to your finances. That's going to sure up to be your financial action plan. So again, whether you do it on your own or you work with a professional like me, we want to be sure that you have a written plan in place, something that you can refer to, something that you can use as a guide whenever you may fall off or stray from your goals. You have that written plan to remind you of what you're working towards, where you are, the progress you've already gotten, and what you need to do in order to get to the next level. So I hope this Tip Tuesday has been helpful in painting a picture for you around what it looks like to have your financial house in order. You hear it all the time, right? People say it all the time. I need to get this in order. I want to get my finances back on track. I need to improve my financial house, get my financial house in order. You hear it in various forms. But what does it really mean? So this video was helpful in helping you to understand what it means. And it's those 8 areas. Again, we covered your mindset and goals, your budget, your savings, your debt, your credit, your income, protection, and a financial action plan. Those are the things that consist of having your financial house in order. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you are ready to take that dive into getting your financial house in order, please reach out to Reese Financial Services. We'd be happy and honored to be a resource to you as you begin your journey to financial freedom and creating that financial foundation upon which you can then build assets. And once you build assets, you can create more income. So I'd be honored to serve you and to be a partner in your journey. Reach out to me with any questions that you might have. Feel free to leave comments in the comment area, and I'll also put a few links in there for you to check out in case you are ready to start the journey. You want to schedule that first discovery session, see what it would look like to work with a professional as you begin to get your financial house in order. You'll find a link for that as well. So thank you for your attention. I look forward to being in touch with you next week for next week's Tip Tuesday. And of course, if you have any questions between now and then, again, leave me a comment or shoot me an email or give me a call. Talk to you soon. Dr. Dominique. Peace.